Yo, what is up guys? Hope you are having a great day today, cause if not, then this vlog might cheer you up. I am all excited to show you guys this one because this is one of my memorable rides of 2023. This was taken April this year and this is our Holy Week ride. This is special because this is my first time traveling beyond borders of Ilocos Norte and Cagayan. So from Laoag City here in Ilocos Norte, we will travel for almost 250 kilometers and traversing the towns of Ilocos Norte and Cagayan until we reach our destination, the Welcome Arch of Apari. We also climbed for about 1,800 meters of total elevation, but for the amazing sights we've seen, I think it is justified as well. And before we begin, if you are still watching right now, may you consider subscribing to the channel, and at the end of the vlog, if you enjoyed it, please leave a like as well. Let's start. And so for today's ride, I am gonna be riding with Sir Nick, Dennis, and Engineer Hansel. And this ride is our penitential ride as we call it here in the Philippines. Penitential meaning is like recreating the suffering of Jesus Christ as He was crucified. It is a bit of a tradition here in the Philippines, as you may have seen on TVs and other video platforms, performing some hardships and other people getting crucified as well. But for us, it is different. As Sir Nick says, Jesus said, "It is done." And we are gonna be riding not to imitate His suffering, but to celebrate His victory. And that being said, we are aiming to reach the Arch of Apari. And this will require us to travel for about 250 kilometers and a total elevation of 1,800 meters. After meeting up with the boys, we ride out from Laoag 2 in the morning and pedal straight ahead and passes some towns going to Pagudpod like Bacara, Pasukin, Burgos, and Bangi. I wasn't able to catch more footage because it was still dark. We also managed our pace because Dennis was on his mountain bike. Back then, he hasn't bought a road bike. That's why he is using his mountain bike. We only average maybe 26 to 27 kilometers, and for about 75 kilometers, we reach the Welcome Arch of Pagudpod. So we took some rest and take a short break. We eat some snacks and drink some of our fluids as well. Good thing we have a backup vehicle to carry some of our stuffs and made it easy for us to travel. So after getting some rest, we continue to our ride. Still going easy and enjoying the morning vibe. It has a short climb after the arch, and it is a good warm-up for the legs because more climbs are happening right here in Pagudpod. But before that, let us first enjoy this amazing view. And after that long straight road and amazing scenery, the start of the climbs are here. By this time, Sir Nick and Engineer Hansel go ahead of us. I was with Dennis and I am waiting for him. Maybe he was pushing a little bit after that first 75 kilometers because he was getting dropped. I've tried to face him on the climbs, but maybe because of a fatter tires, it is hard for him to catch up. So I shift my gears and just synchronized my speed to his until we reached the top of the uphill and descended and get back to Sir Nick and Engineer as they were waiting for us in one of the open food stalls along the road. And after eating our breakfast, we head on again. This time it is a chill pace and enjoying the view here in Patapat Bridge. In case you visit Ilocos Norte, I encourage you to check this one out because it is truly amazing here. After the Patapat Bridge, we will climb again to the road called Calvario. So for your information, Calvario, if translated to English, is suffering. So we will climb this road called Calvario or suffering. And man, it sounds terrifying, but don't worry. It is just a mellow, consistent climb, no steep sections. But just be careful and mindful of cars and trucks passing by. And so my legs kinda feel good at this climb, so I push on ahead. I felt like flying and cruising the roads, and I never felt this good on a climb. So I keep spinning my legs and managed to reach the top of the climb ahead of the boys and waited at the welcome arch of the boundaries of Ilocos Norte and Cagayan. And so the boys are here, and it is all downhill till we reach the first town here in Cagayan, which is the town of Santa Praxedes. And after we reached the town hall, we took some photos and went on to our ride. And I must say that the views here in Santa Praxedes are gorgeous, and it reminds me of my birthplace back in Nueva Ecija, where there are a lot of trees and wide rice fields. But what we didn't anticipate is some of the roads here are still rough and under construction. And as we get near to the town, we got free paste powder, but the majority of the roads are fine. And as I have said, next to the town of Santa Praxedes is the town of Claveria. There will be a climb here again, and same as the climb at Calvario Hills, the climb here are mellow and steady, easy gradient until we reach the view deck, which overview the oceans here in Claveria. And it was so mesmerizing, so we sat for a few moments and took our rest again. And after this, the next is the long road going to Sanchez Mira. It was a straight and long, we can't even see the end of it. And from here is the start of the hardest part. Headwinds are emerging and the heat of the sun is getting to us. The legs are also getting sore, and some of the guys are now getting tired. It was an option to just pick up the bike and ride with the backup vehicle, but no one wants to dare. And after reaching the town proper of Sanchez Mira, we took a break again and let the others cool down. We sat for a moment to their municipal hall. There were benches there and refill our bottles too. It was so hot that time. We also pour some waters to our heads. And after the break, we again took off, and by this time, the group was divided. Me and Sir Nick are at the front, and Dennis is with Engineer Hansel at the back. We decided to take our lunch at Pamplona, Cagayan, but there were no open food stalls or restaurant at this time, so we just go on. Dennis and Engineer Hansel somehow catch up to us, but Sir Nick move on again ahead of us. This time Dennis was cracking, and he said he was so hungry, so we looked for a store to buy some snacks. Engineer Hansel didn't saw us stop at the store, so he moved ahead of us, and me and Dennis are now behind. Again, there was this long road with no shades, no trees, and we were so cooked by the heat of the sun. Our heads felt like it is bursting, and our body was so hot, we could pop like a popcorn. Luckily, we caught up with the others, and they were waiting for us and found a good place to eat. And after eating and resting, our second to the last destination is the Magapit Bridge. It is almost around 60 kilometers, and if we were still fresh, we might do it for less than 2 hours, but by this time, we are almost at our limit. As we go on, my adrenaline kicks in, me and Sir Nick speed up. We were hitting like 35 to 38 k's an hour. I think the long break from Abulog was working, so I smashed my pedaling, and from the back of my mind, I kind of want to go ahead because I don't want to stop my momentum. I don't know when will it last, and that's why I just keep on pushing and up until we reach the Magapit bridge. There I rested and waited for the others. Me and Sir Nick reached the bridge first, and then we rested for a while. And after a few moments, Dennis and Engineer Hansel arrived, and we let them rest also. But for Engineer Hansel, his ride was over. He wanted to pedal the last 24 kilometers till the Apari Welcome Arch, but he has no more energy left. Dennis was going to his limit as well, but a good thing, Engineer Hansel let Dennis borrow his road bike. And from there, our last 24 kilometers from Magapit Bridge to Apari Arch begins. Gladly, there were no uphills, just long, steady roads passing some towns, cruising the traffic, and it was getting dark. And after a few more kilometers of pedaling at a distance, we saw this bright red arch. At last, after pedaling for about 16 hours, we finally reached our finish line. I was mixed emotions when we get there. I was so tired but happy at the same time. I was reminiscing all the efforts that we've done for the day, the amazing sights we've seen, and the hardships we'd fought along the way. It was hard, but it was worth it. Big thanks to Sir Nick for making this ride possible, and for the rest of the guys that I've ride with. The destination really don't matter, but what matters most is the journey to that destinations with these amazing people. Hope you enjoyed watching our journey. Looking forward to ride this route again and hopefully go farther more. And that's been it for this vlog. Subscribe and I'll see you on the next one.